Hello, welcome back to all YouTubers, bass players, also guitar players and musicians in general. So this is my session number 16 about the bass guitar. Here, before I go much more deeply into what is really important when you start to play bass guitar, I would like to say again, and I will repeat every time. So, I'm author of the method for learning teaching bass guitar. Guitar, music, jam, music theory also. The name of the method is Success Secured. Why? Why? Why is the method important? Important is because it's based on my experience for over almost 40 years adventure with the bass guitar, but I went through. It was really interesting to see all different approaches to teaching, to learning. Yeah. As I said before, here I'm not doing so much marketing for the brands, for basses, and so on. Just when I think it's important, it's useful, and then I will do, but in general, no. So here, a few words. So, as you can see, I wrote like introduction. What it's all about. So myth. I remember my beginning. It was really funny, but also sad. Beginning of the 80s, no information, no fashions and all. Few people, players. As I said before, as I did in my early lessons, I gave you already a lesson about when you can find information when you're starting to play bass. Where are all informations? So you have to watch all my videos. It's around 9 hours of presentation. Then we have the whole picture, what I'm doing actually. So my beginning was really, let's say, strange without my information at all. You know, it was really hard to find bass teacher with good knowledge, with important knowledge, who is interesting in teaching, in not collecting just students in some financial goods from them, yeah, when in teaching. Yeah. But it's really important. So today is 27th of August 2022, and I'm still waiting for my answer almost 130 days with no correct answer on my question. Think about situation. I'm a teacher, you are a student. What will be my first question to you? Still, nobody gave me the right answer. Up to now, it's good. It's very good. What does it mean? That it means that method is really, really good. Really good method. What is really interesting here on the net, let's say you have big number of teachers, yeah. So I'm helping to you, giving you some ideas about what can be my first question to you. Later, I will do my workshops. I had a plan to do it in September or October, but we will see. I hope this year, if not next year, beginning early next year, January, February, but before May, definitely 2023. So I hope you're enjoying what I'm saying. You have enjoyed the previous videos. Thank you for all watching, and thank you for all the emails you sent to me. I'm very glad to read every email, to answer it, and I think this is good for communication, to grow, to spread, to be more efficient, yeah, more fruitful. So, base myth, as you can see, probably you have watched before some videos about myths, about bass guitars, but it's really, really interesting. So, success secured, its method where I'm giving to you, and where I will give to you some intro information, but they're so important, they're so good, so valuable, that after that you will understand where you are currently, where are you going. After my lessons with you, to you, you will understand much better the other video lessons, their quality. Really, really important. Quality. I'm always open to your question. And I will tell you the answer if you have a question. As I said before, you are more to welcome to write me. So, today, for example, I can make today's video, in the form of research, my memoirs. Let's say my memoirs will be, for what actually happened today, more suitable, just a few minutes. Yeah, we still have, let's say, we talk in general. Yeah, what is really also really good, people talking in general about bass players. Let's say beginners, okay, general bass players, beginners. Yeah. If you would like to work with me, this will be really right place to start. If you have bass guitar, good. If you don't have, also good. You don't have to own your own bass guitar. Why? Because I can prove it easily. Can you think about when you're in class? Doesn't matter where you are, where you have classes, and you are learning about math. It's most of the time, it's theoretically based numbers. You don't have good numbers. Don't work with goods, some material outside of the numbers. So we can talk here years and years about bass without even touching bass. So one myth, really important. Let's think that you are some kind of expert in your field. People are really, like, let's say, they have some kind of weird, but they are strange towards your approach about, let's say, your field. If we're talking today about bass, I don't have to play every bass that's in the shop. For me, it's enough just to look at the bass, to touch. That's my mission, to teach you how do you recognize, okay, what is good bass, what is not so good bass. First thing, how to choose the bass guitar if you want to play. Also, you can be a really good bass player or really good bassist. Is there any difference? Yeah, it is. You can easy to explain to me if you have willingness, knowledge. You can say to me, okay, understanding there is a difference between bass player and bassist. In my resume, I was a bass player and also a bassist. So, session number 16. I'm really talking about the myth. Bass guitar myth. Around bass guitar. This bass is good. This is not good. This, that, those basses rule. Those no. So we still have some peoples. Doesn't matter in 2022. What are they doing? They still think that number of frets on a bass it's not important. So, as I said before, my recommendation for you is to buy a bass with 24 frets. 24. Why? It's better to have 20 or 15. If number of frets, as some people think, because today I got email, number of frets, it's not important. It is important. It's similar to driving a car with, let's say, without the wheel. See? That's why I'm doing today my lesson number 16 and also in future. Every week or every fortnight or something. Because we have so many myths around bass playing that it is impressive. It's amazing. So success secured is first of all professional method. It's a quick method for extreme fast development, extreme fast development. For example, let's say you have people, memories, yeah. And what are you doing? Today, we have so many sources of information. So many. Let's say thousands. And what are you doing? There is one of kind of a magic. How people are impressed. Let's say you're a beginner, yeah. You like to know some more information about C major scale. It's a basic scale. That's impressive. C major. So, first question, where I can find some information about C major? Well, you have thousands of places. And you have still people who doesn't understand C major scale. The bass players with more than, let's say, 1 year of playing experiences, okay? But still they don't understand the C major scale. Of course, you have so many books, you have DVDs. And what's happening? So C major equal to thousands places you can learn about it. But Success Secure don't have so many places. So I'm not teaching, especially every lesson, 1 or 2 topics. Topics where you can find everywhere. Books for $10 to $15, less than $10. Free information on the internet. That's why I'm talking. For now, with my method, you will understand not just C major, but much more, as I said before, historical, technical, philosophical, and so on. 5 different departments. So method is really for the fast development. But what's the biggest problem? Biggest problem. Do we have a problem? Yeah, we have. Sometimes we have problem. Teaching is a communication, student-teacher. Student-teacher. That's the most powerful, important part, communication. Then you have system values. What is your goal? If your goal ain't, if you think that your success will be if you cover one song, let's say in the genre of jazz, then we have a problem. What kind of problem? We have a problem. You can tell me what kind of problem. Doesn't matter if one genre, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. So this is lesson 16. What I'm planning Maybe lesson 25, I will start to go slowly into what is really, really important for you to understand. If, let's say, this one do now too complicated for you to understand, I think after lesson 25, it will be easier to understand what it's all about. So, let's say success secure. Sometimes we are mixing two things. I got an email from India about what you can tell me about the method. What I did, I wrote an email, sent to the person, and I said, yeah, method is really, really good. And when you can tell me about your learning methods, if somebody has spent 5 years with base and still thinking in 2015 up to 2020, 5 years plus 2 years of not playing, thinking, okay, that he's still beginner. In that case, we have a problem. We have a problem definitely. Because with the right method, then I have to wait 7 years to grow from beginning to someone else. So there is something. So still I'm waiting for your answer. My first question. Just thinking, if you have $100 trillion under your belt, then you have to think quickly. Why? Because if you, when I'm asking you, as I said before, if you, with every wrong answer, you lose 50%, then you can tell me how many shots you have. Before I go into that, from plus $100 trillion plus, so the whole world GDP, let's say metaphorically imaginary, up to the same amount, or over this amount to minus. I have to quick, what is my question? Something existing, like in my adventuring talk to you, my friend, is to stimulate your brain to start to think, what this guy is talking? Why is his question so important? What are we missing out? Is there something? It is. It is. We still have need number of frets. It's not important. We need 4 strings when we start to play. You need 4 strings. Yeah, you can have 5, 6. There is no law that you have to buy 4-string guitar. Guitar is 4 strings. You can buy something. If you can buy with 2 strings. Buy with 1. Just somebody, okay, I need a bass with 1 string. Can you make it? Yes. Also, why not? There is no law. It's art. An artistic, philosophical area. Also in industrial area. Yeah. but the main part is philosophical. So if you follow me from the beginning, we understand much more. All my 16, today's 16, I wrote last time the wrong number, 16, but actually was 15, so this is lesson number 16. If you listen carefully, we will have almost 10 hours of material to think. I gave to you before with every lesson something very, very important. Take pen, pencils, paper, and write it down. Everything what I'm saying, there is lots of things in brackets, and they are very, very important. Very important. So, first thing, if you jump over my question, so what we have? First thing, the base. If you want, today, so base according to numbers, yeah, sales numbers. Here I'm doing marketing stuff. You have musictrades.com, American famous magazine. You can find numbers of bass guitar sales in America and lots of information. Old Spectacular Adventures magazine from the United States, America, since 1890. So over 132 years old. So also what we know, it's first bass, it's a Fender and electric bass from 1951. I'm talking about manufacturing, industrial manufacturing. So you have over 70 years of bass mass production. 70 years. So how many bass players do we have in the world? Just in question, how many bass guitar teachers do we have? How many bass guitars lessons do we have? How many bass guitars videos do we have? You send me the answer if you know. Such easy things. Questioning something. Another thing, let's say you have bass guitar. Why should I need bass guitar? What? For question, what kind of people actually are users of bass guitar? Such a beautiful machine, creative machine. How many people are interested or fascinated with the bass? And what is the future of the bass guitar? It's a lots of questions, but also what is C major? How to play C major? Modes of C major, intros C major, moving in C major, creation of C major, multiple kind of entities being organisms in C major. Why C major? It's a lots of questions. You can spend your whole life about thinking what is C major, but it's future or C major or life. You can show me that I'm wrong, but you can try. I'm here. Welcome. So that's what I'm talking about. About real stuff. Not from first bar of some song until the last one, but much, 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 much above what is possible around with and in bass guitar beings. Yeah. Bass guitar, as I said, is a one time of machine organism connected with the world of change. That's really, really important thing to understand. Talking about change, constant change, change of change. That's what all you need first to understand the tactics of change. Why? Why is change so important? Why? What is music? What are our, let's say, if you use SWOT analysis, strengths, disadvantages, weakness, and threats. You see? I'm going from one field into another, from another back or into third field. That's what is really important. If you have bass, let's say you are beginner, let's say you are with bass and it is your first day, what you will do? What most people will do, as I said before, you cover something, cover this or that song. But after, I know people, they are spending over 8 hours per day playing bass guitar. Over 8 hours. Why? Because that's their job. No, they are professionals. No, they are into number of hours. They are not satisfied with the 100 cars. They need maybe 10,000 cars. They are different. So our environment is it's a different. And bass guitar is also one kind of environment. That's really important to understand. What do you want? It's one thing. Yeah. What do you see can be the same or another thing. Where you are, where are you going? Who is your teacher if you have? If you don't have teacher, that's my let's say role, mission to give to you some kind of a perspective, different perspective, not just let's say horizontal perspective, but can be different. Think about geometry of perspective. How you can approach towards the phenomenon of bass guitar. That's what I'm doing. all about success secured. Don't worry, it will be your chance to try. To be a real star of my method. As I said, there's a lot of wizards, lots of magicians with the bass guitar. Yeah. That's really, really important thing to understand. What is important and what is not important. Just that, just one thing. What's important to understand? C major, it's enough. The most important thing, or to have your own perspective besides C major. Okay, we all understand. It's not just basic rules of Western music. It's really important, mathematically important environment, not just organism, environment. But can we have some understanding, some thinking without C major? Yeah. We have, yes, we can, definitely. Definitely. If you don't understand the whole concept of success secure, you will understand. My job is to prepare you to think. That's my job. As I said today, earlier, with my method, we'll go really, really extremely fast. If you're thinking, I don't want to say wrong, but let's say not complementary with the method, you can show me easily that I'm wrong. I'm not forcing you to think as I'm thinking, but still, yeah. Then you can have your own method from start to beginning. Of change. Start to beginning of change. That's really, really important. It's not so hard to learn. As I said, there is also resources if you want to learn all about types of intervals. Aside C major, we have plenty of choices. Yeah. But without a philosophical approach, you will not understand one. The most important question: why? Why the meaning? That's the philosophy of music. The meaning. Why? The meaning. And then again, meaning will change. It is a constant change. That's the meaning. And I'll show you the changes actually mean in music. You're including everything. Everything. I will do more videos about my memories, adventurous memories, memoirs. I can tell you 2 hours. I can talk 2 hours about one tiny bit. When you see how people, let's say, with the, I want to say, professionals or semi-professionals, not internationals, but let's say some kind of professionals, how they thinking? How they thinking about the bass? If you want to be a really, really bass player, as I said before, bassist, I will tell you later what different. As I say, it's a different story, a big difference between using bass guitar and playing bass guitar. When you're playing bass, you have to be much more into philosophical aspects. Yeah, when you can use bass for covering something. Yeah. This is different. Also, bass players mostly person who physically, let's say, playing bass mechanically. Yeah. Bassist is the person who can play bass, also thinking about the bass. Just change, or just think, or change if you're astronomer. Do you have to go to the first star or moon or something, or sun? When you talk, when you teach about the sun, or you or me, do I have to go to the sun and to live there? No. You see, the same with the bass. That's the basic thing, your basic environment to understand what I'm doing. As I said earlier, fantastic development, really. Like astronomical speed of progress. Of course, you have lots of people tell you, with me, we progress faster. This and that teacher is not good. Come to me, come to my place, I will teach you much better. I had similar experiences, definitely. That teacher is not good. I'm much better teacher. Yeah, with me, you are real star in the bass. And as I said, it's your choice, it's your goal. Your people socially bonded with our thinking. We have to make our own decisions. So now, if you understand basis and strong, then that's the good start. That's really, really good start to think. You don't have to. You are very free to think. I'm wrong, and you can prove me. Yeah. that my method, it's not so good. Watch 10 hours of my presentation and write me an email. What do you think? Where I'm going in your point of view and perspective. So we have this number of frets, number of strings, while it's using playing of the bass. Bass player in bassist, philosophy of bass, analysis of bass, our goals, what is beginner, how many hours do we need a bass? Famous rule of 10,000 hours. Is it enough? For what? Enough for what? What is bass guitar? So many questions. What is the future? 70 years of Fender. How many basses do we have? How many bass teachers do we have? Bass sales. So many topics. Just listen. Just listen how many topics. Beginning, the end, future of C major, intervals, modes, analysis, historical, technical, yeah, strategical, philosophical. How many times I said, listen carefully. Yeah. You can say something. If you listen, just you can write me some messages. If you have some question, no. Okay. So we have so many topics just today. The most complicated scale. How to build a scale. What are the rules? The first scale ever. You can talk, and talk. And giving to you mechanism thinking. The mechanism. So one of my emails, question about my bass guitars. Mostly I had before us, still have Yamaha, so Yamaha bass guitar. Okay, Yamaha bass. Also, I had Ibanez, but as I said, there is lots of good machines for producing bass sounds as a bass guitar. Yeah, Yamaha. We have custom basses and so on. The rule is to have bass which you can easily use. useful for your hands, for your thinking, for your imagination, creation. That's the most important thing. And to be open to change your way of thinking. That's the also change. If you're not open to change your thinking about base, what is your perspective, then what can I say to you? Are you in trouble or not? Time will tell you. As I can see, just for today, from today's emails, we have some people. They are disconnected from the bass guitars. The way of thinking is, as I said, number of frets is not important. Not important. And then what they did, really friendly, wrote to me, my friend, number of frets, it's not important. Just not important information. Bravo for them, thanks to them. As I said to them, just go for it. There are still people who understand that you need some frets to play to producing sound on a bass. There is no rule. It's forbidden to think. It's really important to think that it's important to think. See? So if you are bass guitar beginners, what can we do together? A lot of things. A lot of things. Really fast, really fast. Professional, professional. Really cheap, really cheap. There's one rule. It's like triangle. Good, fast, and cheap. So, hello. Okay. There you go. Are you a bass guitar player? Okay. That's the rule. Can you have good bass lesson and you can find fast? So, and they will be cheap. Good, fast, and cheap. We have some theories that that's impossible. Think. Think. Can you have success secured? It's a good. Now you have opportunity to find a method fast and it's cheap or not. What do you think? What is for you? cheaper or expensive. Okay, how about, let's say, just waiting to see the messages. Okay, what is for you cheap lessons? Oh, what is expensive? What's the price of bass guitar lessons today? Topic number 20. Number today, as we can see, my talk to you is free of charge. And you can write me, what have you learned from my talks, yeah, my presentation, my thinking? What do you think? What is my main point, my main messages? It's always nice to hear what people think. Yeah. Feedbacks are values, of course, especially good feedbacks. What do you think? How much have you spent if you had bass teacher before? Female or male or female? You can write me back about the prices, how many lessons you had, how long, and why. Really important fact. Can you tell me more about your first lesson? First, not 100 first, but first. People ask me, okay, Dean, can you tell me more about your lessons? I always say. The most important lesson is number one. That's the most important lesson. Number one. We do not need 101 lessons to start something serious. As you can see now, for you, it's free of charge. And I gave to you just today over 25 topics for your thinking, for your approach, multidisciplinary, as you wish. So bass guitar, I had more Yamaha basses before, from 4 to 6 strings basses, and today I have one Yamaha bass, but also have homemade bass, custom bass. I didn't show you my bass before. Go and check my earlier sessions. I think number 3 or 4. So the rule is, if you enjoy the bass in your hand, if backside is nuts, to curve it, to round it, that's a good start. If you have 24 frets, beautiful. Why 24 frets? That's the technical question, practical, strategical, philosophical, historical, mathematical, physical, mechanical, chemical, biological, geographical, and more reasons. Why it's better to have 24 threads than 20 threads? That's the method succession secured. So you can analyze easy all base magic colors, lines, and so on. For next year, I'm hoping I will talk every topic. I will spend over half hour, maybe 1 hour. So then we will have this is introduction, then we will have specific topics, analysis of the baseline, for example. Why is that important? Of course it's important. It's important to understand your text, subtext, hidden messages, potentials, meaning, composition rules. That's the method success secured. In one day with me, you will be big or little bass magician. I can bet that you will be big bass magician in one day. Of course, you will have your hands. That's the one of the big problems with the bass. Let's say lessons or methods. People think, okay, now I'm satisfied with my teacher. After 1 hour, I can play, let's say, on international level. Okay. Maybe you have to play on international level. What is an international level? Just think about the geography, budget change. Your moving is also change. How can you play? Let's say you have to play something very similar to, let's say, to London map. Yeah? If you don't know how to orient in London, never been there, how can you play the same thing? I hope that you understand. Let's think that visually your baseline is similar to one map or one. Yeah. It's complicated with lots of threads. If you never been there, how can you understand shapes where you have to go or something? What I'm telling to you is first shapes, then covering songs. Shapes. You can analyze the song, then really understand more the shapes, the lines, the technique, execution and strategy of the bass arrangement or harmony or melody. You understand? Or improvisation, whatsoever. That's really, really important for you to understand. Why I'm recommending to you If you have in shortly you are, let's say, bass guitar student, but not at university, you have private teacher for your own reason and this, my suggestion to you is to have 90 minutes lesson. So one lesson which is around 90 minutes, not 45. Of course, there is a lot of factor. What's the price? What do you like to learn or something? Yeah. So around 90 minutes. Success secured. I want to present to you all the topics, as I said before, around 20 in the head. There is a 4 parts. All topics, head, adventure, bass, and additionals. Yeah, in 8 to 10 hours. That's the plan for it. So present you the whole method in 8 to 10 hours. So this year, next year, or year after, I would like to make DVD with the whole method. So you can have the whole method in front of you. Very fast, very convenient, and economically efficient. 8 to 10 hours. 8 to 10 DVDs. And after, we will have some links when you can send me specific question with the specific rules, and I will write to you very, very quickly in the, let's say, next 2 or 3 days. And then we will see, we will understand how I will measure your extremely fast development. So there is method how to measure development. There is not this talk, there is a method. And then you will see, you will compare my method to other methods, yeah? Where are the differences? Of course, I hope that you now, after 10 hours, you can also see some differences. So once more, there is a adventure, first part of the method, which is spectacular, really interesting, epic. Second part is bass. When we do it, it's more not about my talk, but about you. Third part is the head of the method. Mostly when I'm talking about first part, adventure, and the third part, head. And part number 4 is additional. It's not, let's say, so connected. It's, I would say, world specific, world of success secure method. It deals mostly with the future of music, technology, and so on, conditions. That's the plan. So 8 to 10 hours, and what you gain after, let's say, can you be really good player in 8 to 10 hours? I can tell you one thing: you will get back your head. That's the most important thing. You will know how to think. You will have SWOT analysis as your pill. You will know where to go and how to get there. That's really important. After only 8 to 10 hours. It wasn't my motto or my aim to impress you. Okay, now I want to make something. Then you can, I don't know, make something, wow, unspeakable in one day. No. And my suggestion to you is to watch every day, let's say 1 hour. So take 2 weeks watching. All those DVDs and you will find. So for now, it looks like DVDs. Plan is to release them. So next year, how to say now, but let's say in 1 year period of July or August 2023. And after, you to have all the DVDs so you can watch and understand and actually to grow with the method. Now I'm giving you the introductory talk to stimulate your brain, your thinking, your philosophical approach. What is bass guitar? What can be bass guitar? And hope that you're enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah. So after, I'm still thinking what is the best, because some people it's still struggling with, as I can see, with some basics. So I have to include again some basics about strictly technical informations I gave to you before many times, because my point is, let's say, if you missed a few lessons, few talks, few presentations, okay, that's the reason. Let's say if you're watching your first lesson is video number 9, that's the reason why I'm doing the same thing, at least for 5 minutes at the beginning. I have to go slowly with a short introduction every time. That's why. And as you can see here, books, there is a lot of them, not all connected, of course, with the base, but every book you can find something. So keep your books think about the bass as one book with a lots of, as I said, text, subtext, meaning, metaphysical qualities, because that's the only way how you can define bass further, and further. As we can see, the development of the instruments, bass is a relatively new instrument. If you just think about his design from the 20th century, yeah. So now, just I will include in today's session some more things. So what's really important is your hands. So medicine is really important to listen actually what your hands is, not just your organ, yeah, part of your body, but it's also some kind of messenger. Hence, if you feel that you're tired, what does it mean? You don't have to force your hands. There is no athletic. There is no sport. So take it slowly, appropriate to your, I would say, medical status. You don't have to force. I was saying constantly 8 to 10 hours of information. And every information will tell you specific knowledge. So we'll have the whole system, like a big picture, painting a big picture. So there is no rule. You don't have to force your hand. You are not better best player if you can cover 2 songs, and let's say your friend can cover 1. That's really important because, as I said, we'll analyze to the video together how to analyze what are you doing. What's the word of it? Actually, the whole systematic body or song. There is no need to rush anywhere for no reason, you know. It's really important. So no rushing. And what is really, if you, let's say you have bass, but there is no 24 frets, okay. Also, I will show you how to use bass with less than 24 frets, but you have to understand what is the advantage or advantages if you have 24 frets. As I said before, and I'll show you about 15 different reasons why it's better to have 24 frets. There is a people say, think, okay, no frets, it's not important. So keep that in mind. You can do also a lot of things on a bass with less than 24 or more than 24, or if you have, or if you know you're thinking to have microtonal bass, so in classical Western music system, we have 12 notes in 1 octave, but you can also have more notes in 1 octave. So you can have microtonal bass. I will talk also about different type of scales, from tonal, atonal, subatonal, microtonal, superatonal, and hyperatonal. So that's the method of success secure. You have to understand your field, and then you can fly very fast, very simple, and you can be really good bassist. You can play bass, not just use. You can play it, and be philosophically open-minded. What is actually your road, your change, your message, your world. And then you going into realm or kingdom of changing not just music, but define something say fresh, new, positive, epic, entertaining. And you're creating, because it's all about world, entities, organism of creation, vision, what you can do, and why it's the main point. For some people, to make money, millions or billions, of course, why not? But we can watch, define bass as a thing with myriad opportunities, possibilities, definitions, and status. That's important. Independency, freedom, creation, invention, moving, and dealing with the base borders. Well, what is base? How can we make it more advanced, more, I would say, more rich, to satisfy our needs, our ways of thinking, our aims and goals. That's the main thing about success secure. And your success will be secured because you understand what is success. Because there is a lot of factors why people giving up their bass playing, because they had goal to be famous, to play in a big group, to have lots of money. To have everything. But there is not up to them. There is industries, music industry. It's a very complex organism. It's not just about bass playing, it's about lots of things. There is not easy to get if you are not member of one big band. Of course, you want to play that band, but they already have their bass player. So you have to wait. You have to get into another band or to create your own band. If that is your goal, that's really important to understand. Really important. What is your goal? Here, my goal is to teach you how to approach to the bass guitar. That's my goal. That's what I'm doing. As you can see, in last 16 lessons, I gave to you lots of words, terms, approaches, methodological devices, how to think. The easiest way to be big international bass player is to have your own band. Also, you can be a solistic bass player. There is always a way if you breathe, live, and eat, train to finally release your dreams and be world famous bass player. There is a way, as we can see, there is a way, ways, methods. But what is important, this is not what I'm talking about. This is not my main goal. If specific, that is your goal, then you have to find something else. Another ways and approaches. But this is good start. Good start, definitely. For you, where after you can decide which road would you like to take. Also, so say secure, it's a good start. Okay, next question. I've got one question. Okay, if I am intermediate bass player, can you help with the method? Yes, of course. Intermediate, it's one. Not so, let's say, good term. But yes, I understand. It's hard to say that somebody is still beginner after 7 years and somebody's on, let's say, intermediate level after 3 months. So you see, that's why it's the problem. It's hard to measure. Music is not strictly for measurement, but it's can be mathematically really straightforward. Yeah. And there is no needs to be afraid if you, after 7 years, you're still not, let's say, so skillful and you can play your favorite cover or something. You always have room for growing, for developing. So take your time and be smart, because we as a human have to make lots of decisions on daily basis. Yeah? And that's really important to understand where are you going. That's my job. To give you points, let's say your resting points. Okay, now today I'm here, tomorrow I can be here, or after tomorrow I'm going there, there. That's really important. Your orientation, you have to some rules, your tools, your mechanism for your orientation. That's what I'm doing. Because before I had the same things. Where I'm going, why? And of course, the hardest answer is why? That's philosophy. Meaning, why? Why I'm doing? Why I'm playing? Where I'm going? What's the future of it? What's the future after future? As you can see in astronomy, in physics, there is a lot of futurism things going on, yeah, going around. What will happen with our planet after million, billion years or something? How do we know all that? How do we know? How do I know that you will be grow fast? Because I do. Because method will give you the power, fuel to grow. Food. It's like a food. You have to take in, digest, and you will get all those essential vitamins and minerals for your base life. That's why. That's why, my dear fellow bass players, enthusiasts, thinkers, philosophers, my method will define you as a thinker and philosopher, creative person ready for change and to change, person ready to make your own decision, your own creative path, because you will have all the tools, understanding of what the bass is, composition tools. It's hard to define bass player if you don't have composition tools. How can you create the music? How? You can. But I will give you also composition, so you can have compose your music. There is really important to understand. If you have, I would say, dry bass lessons without composition lessons, it has to be combined to one body, because there is one body. If you play, let's say, one color, but you don't understand what you're doing, it's the same as a little baby wants to write the big novel without knowing one letter. Really, really hard. That's why Success Secure, it's big, adventurous method with so many advantages, so many power, so many mass and energy, which you have to you to grow not just a musician, but also as a thinker, as a modern, futuristic philosopher. Not scared of change or experimentation or of theories, of creativity, free, with your own head. And bass will be one of your connection with your world, yeah, with your potential, and you talk to the bass. It's connection with your body, with your brain, extended tool when you can create your own kingdom of your meaning and change. Not just music, but new worlds, new meanings, new changes. That's all for today. I hope I gave you also today a lot of material for thinking. And just be brave when you have your bass, because finally now you have method which is behind you, supporting you, covering you. Every tone, every note, it's a organism, living organism. It's travels somewhere. Yeah. It's alive, not just a sound or color. It's a more deeply behind. It's all the whole, not just science or art, but also philosophy and big adventure. So welcome to the method Success Secured, and I wish you all the best. Be happy, eat well, sleep well. Show lots of supporting and understanding to other people. Be positive. Be healthy. And see you next time. All the best. And thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.